everyone, and welcome to Arkansas Style. I am your host, Nicole Neiman, and we're back with another great show for you all. From legendary musicians, expert home updates, and so much more, here's a closer look at what you can look forward to. Prom season is here, and the floral game has leveled up. No more standard corsages these days, so we're checking in with Norwood Day Floral Company co-owner Chris Norwood to see the latest trends and how you can still grab a custom bouquet just in time for the big night. And get ready for a wild ride through twists, turns, and high-stakes drama. We're sitting down with Shanola Hampton and Mark Paul Gosselaar, the stars of NBC's Found, to talk about the new season, their characters' biggest challenges, and what's next for Gabby and Sir. And finally, we're throwing it back to the smooth soul sounds of the 70s and celebrating the Arkansas roots of R&B legend Al Green. Arkansas's host Stephen Cook joins us with the stories behind the music and a look at how Al's hometown helped shape an icon. Now, of course, that's only a peek. We'll also get cheesy with Allison Hazelwood, who's joining us with some amazing cheese pairings for your Easter spread. Plus, we'll get some info and what to do and who to call when it comes to things roofing. But before we get to all of that, if you love home with a little history and a lot of style, you're going to love this first segment. The April issue of At Home in Arkansas is all about new traditional designs, where timeless pieces meet modern living. Joining us today are editor-in-chief Stephanie Maxwell Newton and designer Jen Bienvenue, who's giving us a little Antiques 101 using real rooms from this month's issue to show how classic shapes can still feel totally fresh. All right, great to see you, Stephanie.
It's so good to be back. Thanks for having us.
Okay, Jen, I'm so excited. Class is in session. I get to learn a little bit about antiques today. But Stephanie, let's start at the very top. What's happening in the magazine this month? What is this new traditional?
Yes, this month we have, every year we do an issue that focuses on new traditional. That takes things that are classic that you maybe recognize from your mother's house, your grandmother's house, and thinks about them in a new way. So it's mixing with a little bit of modern, it's reimagining with some contemporary art. I love this issue because, as we've talked about, I love old things, I love antiques, and so just seeing them in homes that make sense for today is really fun.
Yeah, I think people get a little worried about putting old things in their house. I mean, my house looks, like a mausoleum. I mean, it's gilded gold, old wood. I love it all, but I mean, people really get a little skittish about it because they think it makes them look dated. But when you look at the magazine cover, for example, this is exactly what you're getting. Mm-hmm. You've got that mix of old and new. It's sleek, it's refined, it's sophisticated, it's everything, right?
Mm-hmm. I think what comes to mind is that saying about you have to know the rules to break them. I think that is a big part of why I wanted Jen to come on, is to just kind of give that lesson about like what makes an antique special, and then once you know those things, you know how to incorporate something new with them. Okay,
well, that's a great jumping off point. Jen, what makes an antique special? I need to know.
For me, it's all about the wood. A chest of drawers, a beautiful dining room table. Those are kind of the pieces that get passed down to us, right? But then how do we make them feel newer? How do we use them in our homes? Mixing in reproduction pieces is kind of helpful for the way we live today. But always having that piece of history is helpful in kind of connecting yourself to your past.
Okay, so let's talk about a few of the pages inside the magazine and some of your inspiration and what you did. So I'm looking, first of all, one is a dining room. Okay, there we go, right there on the screen, a dining room.
And I'll tell you a little bit about who designed. And then, we've got Jen as our guru. But this dining room, this purple, is beautiful by Jeremy Carter. This is a home in Monticello. I love this house because the homeowner, Jeremy, worked with her to pull in a lot of her pieces from her grandmother. This one is by Krista Lewis here in Little Rock. That's a reproduction piece that Jen can tell us about, that chair. See a little bit of that mixing in the contemporary art. And then this next one coming up is by Studio MH, which is a Fayetteville-based designer. So as we kind of scroll through, Jen can tell us a little bit about some of the pieces.
Tell you about the chairs and just the wonderful way that the role of the designer in sort of bringing those pieces into the modern dining room.
Okay, so a lot of the focus is on chairs and sideboards and things like that when you're shopping for the antiques.
Absolutely.
How do you know how to pick what to buy?
So when you're in a shop, I kind of try to take some of the guesswork out of it and just gravitate towards what you love. If you love it, you will find a place for it. So for chairs, I'm studying the upholstery, I'm studying the structural integrity of the chair. If I'm investing in this piece, would I have to take it to get repaired? Will I have to reupholster it? Thinking about what table do I have? Can I work in contrast? Is it a painted chair that pairs wonderfully with a wood tone table? So things like that.
All right, well, Jen, that harkens back to my best girlfriend, Lydia, who taught me a little bit about buying art history major from Yale, so she kind of knew her stuff. You know, I said, how do you know how to buy art? And she says, Nicole, you just buy what you love.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, well, it's just not that quite simple. Jen, how do I know if it's an actual antique? It has some value to it.
That's a great question. And sometimes as dealers, we don't know that either, right? Like we're doing a little bit of investigative work when we're looking at pieces in shops. Every great dealer will tell you that they don't know everything, and if you're not constantly learning each year, you know, you might not want to do this work. So there's just so much to learn. There's so many decorative styles and periods, and a lot of this work is about teaching yourself about it. If you're in a shop, my best recommendation is to ask the dealer that's there. Ask whoever's at the front desk. A lot of times if you're in a mall situation, dealers are there styling and working in their booths. They love what they do. They want to share their knowledge with you. So I just kind of get in there and ask all kinds of questions and don't be afraid. So.
That's an excellent piece of advice. Do you have a piece of furniture or antique that you really treasure in your own home?
Oh, I do. I actually wrote about this recently. I have my grandfather's drafting table, so that's just such a neat piece of design history to have, especially when I think about drafting and drawing and all the kind of behind-the-scenes work that goes into design. So that's a piece that if the house was on fire, that's what I grabbed first. So.
Well, Jen, Stephanie, can we do a field trip together and go antique shopping one day?
I'll take you to all my favorite off-the-beat places. Yeah.
I will bring a big truck.
Sounds great.
Well, great to meet you, honey. Thanks so much. Great to see you.
Yeah,
as
good
always.
to be here.
You can pick up your copy of At Home in Arkansas's April issue on stands now, or head to athomearkansas.com to start your subscription and bring the best of home design straight to your door every month. Now, coming up, Arkansas's host Stephen Cook joins us to celebrate Al Green's 79th birthday and give us the scoop on his deep ties here in the natural state. Stay with us. You're watching Arkansas Style.
You're watching Arkansas Style on KARK.
Welcome back to Arkansas Style. We're celebrating a music legend today, one whose roots run deep right here in Arkansas. Al Green, the voice behind classics like Let's Stay Together and Take Me to the River, was born in Forest City and raised in Lee County, and this month he's celebrating a birthday. So joining us to talk about it all is Arkansas Ties, his lasting legacy, is Stephen Cook, author and host of Arkan Songs. Shut the front door. Al Green is ours?
This is one I'm so happy to talk about because a lot of people know who Al Green is, but they don't know that he's from Arkansas, so I love to tell them this information. Somehow, I think maybe they think he's from Memphis.
Well, that is so awesome.
Yes.
And of course, we have our camera guy, Lo, to thank for bringing him to our attention. I'm sure he was already on your radar. But
well, this is a special request because I think maybe I do some obscure people here every month, and like everyone knows who Al Green is, and they have their wedding vows to his songs, and he's the soundtrack of our lives.
Isn't that the truth? I mean, even to this day, look at these incredible pictures. What made him so special?
I think that he hits people in their hearts because he sings a lot about love and happiness. It's one of his most famous songs. He comes from the gospel background. They had the Green family gospel singers, he and his siblings. They started out with Green with the E on the end. He dropped the E and left gospel behind as a young lad and came to High Records in Memphis, producer Willie Mitchell, and through the mid-'70s was just on top of the world in terms of R&B music. Then he switched back to gospel later in his life, got a church. He is a preacher in a church in Memphis. You can still go. and see him preach on Sundays if you
Really?
like. So let's take a road trip when you're ready.
Yes! Are you kidding me?
No, that's true. It's true. Full Gospel Tabernacle.
What?
Yeah.
Stephen!
You need to get out more, Nicole.
Well, you're blowing my mind. I mean, I love Al Green.
Well, let's go. Let's go. But yeah, he's got so many songs. It's like, especially through the mid 70s, he had top 10 hits, you know, just one after the other. Our episode in Arkansas this week is about people that have sampled Al Green songs, which is the whole other thing from the golden age of hip hop. Folks like Mary J. Blige, Eric B. and Rakim, doing all these Al Green songs, you know, back before you had to pay boatloads of money to get the rights to sample these songs. But yeah, he is an innovator in that regard too in the hip hop world.
All right, well, folks at home, buckle up because we're going to do a little mood booster here. We've got a clip of one of Al Green's songs. Let's give it a listen, huh?
Oh, this one's hot. Yeah.
Okay. Oh man, I mean, that's everything.
Yes, and I love, so he takes a blend of gospel music, but then he secularized it and then made it all about the loving.
Yeah, isn't that true? I mean, all right, well, as the weekend is kind of approaching, let's give another song a listen and reignite some fires, shall we?
Oh boy.
Baby, I'm so glad you're here, baby. I've got something to say, my dear, baby. Yeah, so glad you're mine. Oh, baby, why did it take so long? Oh, baby, you only made my love grow strong.
We're rocking here in the studio, let me tell you. We got Larikas back here doing some smooth moves for sure. It's just all of that. His music just really makes you want to, you know,
Yes.
dance and fall in love.
He really hit that and is still doing it at age 79, and he's still out there performing as well. That song I really love. It's got Al Jackson Jr. on drums, and that iconic beat was sampled by Eric B. and Rakim for their song Mahogany in the 90s, maybe late 80s. So it shows like how malleable his music can be to another generation, and like people still keep loving Al Green.
All right, well, it sounds like I got another field trip in my future.
Yeah.
Stephen, you and I, we got to go check it out.
Okay.
Al Green, we're coming for you.
Look out.
Well, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Really
my pleasure.
incredible. Don't forget, you can catch Arkansas every Friday at 6:50 a.m. and 6:20 p.m. on UALR Public Radio. And for those of you looking to dive even deeper into the rich history of Arkansas music, be sure to grab a copy of Stephen's book, From Almeda to Zalphia, using code ARStyle10. Now don't go anywhere. Chris Norwood from Norwood Day Floral joins us next with a look at the fresh new trends in prom bouquets and how you can still place an order. Stick around, you're watching Arkansas Style.
You're watching Arkansas Style on KARK.
Back to Arkansas Style. Prom season is swiftly approaching, and these days it's not just about matching your date's corsage. The styles have changed, and we've got just the person to break it all down. Chris Norwood, co-founder of Norwood Day Floral Company, is here to show us how they're helping folks stay stylish with modern prom bouquets. And yes, we are getting a hands-on with a couple of custom nosegays. Chris, of course, great to see you, honey.
So it's not when we went to prom by any means. It used to be the big corsage and no, it's all about the nosegay now.
Okay.
And this trend's been around for about 10 years, but it takes a little bit of time for it to trickle down to Arkansas. I mean, we've been in it for about 5 years, but it's really, really strong now. So what we're going to have you do, you're going to get to make your own prom nosegay today.
Will you be my date?
I will, absolutely, absolutely. So we're going to work, and it's also, you know, there's certain styles you can do all one flower, which is very impactful. Ooh. When I say if the dress is really, really, really busy, I would suggest doing one flower because you don't want to take away from the dress. But if the dress is a little bit more of a solid color, then you can do a lot of mixed colors.
Okay.
So you're wearing black, so you're going to do mixed colors
All
today.
right. Is the date buying the nosegay, or is the...
It's a lot of the moms of the daughter coming in that kind of helps with it. That whole sequence is kind of not what it used to be as far as
the girl.
Traditionally what would happen.
The girl gets kind of to navigate what she wants. Is this what I'm hearing?
The girl's mom actually gets to navigate.
We moms, we can be so bossy, can't we?
Anyway.
Okay.
So let's go back and start with I'm going to give you two of these roses. These are called Candy Expressions. They're beautiful. And they're going to be your focal point.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to put them dead in the middle. Look at that. Isn't that
I mean,
gorgeous?
already, yeah, for sure.
So there's that.
Oh, I love the color, too.
Yeah, coral.
Okay.
And then we're going to go back and add one stalk in the middle.
Okay.
That's this one.
Got it.
Okay.
In the middle.
Yep.
Okay. Got it.
And now we're going to actually go back and add our peony, which our peony is like icing on the cake. So our roses, believe it or not, now are like the basic flowers.
What?
Can you believe that?
Roses have been demoted to basic?
To basics, yeah.
Sorry, Rose.
And then the peonies are going to go on top.
The what?
The peony will go kind of on top, just a little bit on top.
Okay, got
You're
it.
good.
All right, all right,
You're
all right.
And then, I gave you all the stock, I think. Hang on.
I'll share.
We'll share.
Sharing is
And then
caring.
we're going to take another peony on the other side. So we're going to make it like a triangle.
Okay.
Got that one? So anyway, even boutonnieres have changed a lot now. We're seeing a lot of ranunculus used for boutonnieres.
What's a ranuncula?
We had it on the show the last time, that big round one, that round with several petals that you love so much.
Ooh.
Those are big. Spray roses, which are multiple blooms. We're seeing a lot of ribbon added to the boutonnieres. We're also seeing pocket boutonnieres done where it's a pocket lapel, where they take the whole lapel and we just fill it all with flowers for men.
No way.
And
It's
then
like a little garden coming out of their pocket.
Exactly. And even the newest thing now is that tape that you see the athletes wear, like, you know,
Yes.
for things, that actually is removable, and people are taking that tape and like going all across the lapel or around the arm and gluing flowers around that. So it just comes right off instead of gluing yourself with flowers.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
we need to get some of that and try
Yeah,
that
that
next
tape is
time.
it's like ace bandage, but it's
Right,
colored. Yeah.
right.
Okay.
And so you're seeing a lot of that come in. So now once you finish that, let's go back and add a little lapedium.
Lipedium.
Lapedium.
Okay.
There's
All right.
that. How are we doing?
Well, this is kind of interesting. I'm surprised that I'm working with the long stems as I'm putting this together. I would have cut the stems first and then put it together.
Well, because you never know if you want to like make it longer or shorter,
I
so we
know.
always wait to the last. You can always make it shorter, but you can't make it longer.
It's true. See what I'm learning? It's like getting my hair cut.
That's right. Well, once it's gone, it's gone. You got to wait for it.
You got to wait for a
Right.
little. Okay.
So now we're going to take our spray roses. We're going to do the same. So we had 1, 2, 3 here. We're going to go back and spray those out with 3 spray roses in between.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I'm still fighting with the lipedium.
That's all right.
It's not cooperating
That's
like
all
yours
right.
is.
So another trick too, a lot of times people love to leave all this greenery on, especially on alstroemeria, which an alstroemeria is a great fill-in flower. It's very fairly inexpensive, but you always want to take that extra foliage off. That's the first thing that goes bad on. It'll turn yellow even though the bloom will last for several weeks. We want to take that off as well.
Well, and I feel like it takes up space and, gets in the way of the flowers, especially when you're doing a nosegay and you really want the flowers to shine, right?
Yeah, you understand a lot of people that, I'm going to give you another peony.
Well,
just because you love them
you
so
know
much.
I do. I know. Look at this, how pretty this is. The pink with the yellow
Yeah.
center.
That's a Sarah Bernhardt.
A Sarah Bernhardt?
Sarah Bernhardt.
Oh
yeah.
my. Isn't she a comedian?
Well,
Who is
I
that?
don't think they named that one after her, but
You know what I'm talking about,
we'll
right?
take it. Whatever, yeah. We'll take it.
Oh no! Somebody at home tell me who Sarah Bernhardt
yeah,
is, not the comedian.
Yeah. And then if you want just a little pop of color, which younger kids really like, a mixture of big color, we're going to go back and add our anemone right in there.
Oh, you know I'm all about the anemones.
Just a little- look at
Speaking
that.
of the anemones, can we have a moment here for Chris Norwood and his team and the Tabriz
Oh, you're so sweet.
situation that I saw all over social media? I was out of town that Saturday. You know I would have been
Oh,
there.
yeah. Well,
What an incredible job you did.
Well, we were very blessed to be involved and be, that's really something important to me because I love giving back to the art center, to the museum now.
Yes.
Because, as a kid when I first moved to Little Rock, I actually took art classes. I was an art major, believe it or not, in college.
Were you really?
And so we took our classes, part of them were there.
Uh-huh.
So I always like to make sure that that's always going to be around for the future.
Oh, Chris, you made that place shine.
Well,
I
you're
mean,
so sweet. It
no.
takes a village, and we had a great team, and we were just happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, I'm just so happy you were a part of it.
Yeah.
You are such a treasure in our town too, and so is that museum. And you
great.
just really outdid yourself.
We're going to give you a job.
I'll take it.
So-
I'm my happy place, totally.
Yeah. So I'm going to let you keep doing that, and then when you get finished, what we're going to do is we're going to take our Oasis tape, which this is like the fix-all for all florists, and we're just going to go back and put it around. Now, when you put that on there, though, you want to make sure you do it all in one run, meaning you don't want to take your tape like all up and down the stem. You want to put it just in one place. So, 2 reasons. A, it keeps the flowers and not, you have to cover the tape up as much. But also, if you want to, you can go back as long as it's one area and you can spread it out more. Because there's only one unit there. If you did it all the way down, you couldn't spread those stems as much. That make sense?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
with you.
There's that. So, but the real rage, though, is these ribbons.
This is over the top. I need this in my life. Look at these monogrammed ribbons.
So we're
Do you
no
do
lo-
this
yeah,
for us?
We have to. You have to get those done somewhere else. We don't
Okay.
have a monogram machine in the store.
All right.
But anyway, that's all the rage. It's not like matching ribbons to bouquets anymore. They go out and the kids keep these, and this is their keepsake afterwards.
Oh, I love this so
this-
much. Okay, I need this in my life.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, and then what do you
So
do?
that-
Just wrap it around?
You just wrap it around, tie it off.
All right.
Also, I want to mention, Easter's this weekend. We've got
Yes.
tons of flowers coming in, so come in and get cash carry. You haven't been to the store yet.
Well, I'm coming. Now
Okay.
I just decided because I have somewhere to go on Easter, and guess what? You're getting some flowers from Chris Norwood and team.
So there's that. So when
All
they
right,
take the
look at how
pictures, they
gorgeous.
put their little monogram out there, and there's their keepsake.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
You just bring me so much joy. I
Happy to
appreciate
be
you
here.
coming
Thanks
in.
for letting us come on.
Of course. Again, if you're still looking for that perfect floral touch for prom, Norwood Day Floral makes it easy. You can browse options and place your order completely online. Just head to norwoodday.com for all the details. Now, fresh cheese, chocolate, and even a little caviar, Whole Foods is serving Easter entertaining ideas with a gourmet twist. We've got Allison Hazelwood in studio with some tasty inspiration next. Stick around, you're watching Arkansas Style.
You're watching Arkansas Style on KARK.
Welcome back to Arkansas Style. We're serving up something a little fancy today because if you're planning an Easter feast, fresh cheeses might be your new secret weapon. Whether it's goat cheese or brie, these fresh picks pair beautifully with everything from chocolate to caviar. Joining us is Allison Hazelwood, specialty team leader at Whole Foods Market, to show us some spring-ready favorites and how to elevate your holiday spread. Allison, you outdid yourself today, girl.
Well,
Wow.
Thank you. Yeah, I love spring and I love thinking of new ideas and fresh cheeses and flowers and fruits just go well with Easter.
And wine.
Yes.
All right, well, where do you want to begin?
So I have just a couple different types of fresh cheeses. I have fresh mozzarella, which is super popular. A lot of people see it on caprese salads, on a pizza. Today I did it with a blood orange. It's a cara orange, and put a little lemon poppy seed dressing on it. So it kind of looks like an egg for Easter. I'm not sure if you can see that.
Yeah, hold that up there. Yep, there you go.
Yeah,
Perfect.
so,
Oh, no, keep it down low. Yep, there. Oh, how gorgeous.
Yeah, so it just kind of looks like a nice little Easter egg. And it's great with the flavors. Tomatoes you see with fresh mozzarella, but orange also goes great. And citrus is kind of in season right now, so.
Okay, that's going to be my new trick. That's so cool.
Yeah, it works great.
Okay.
And then, so I do have fresh goat cheese. You can make any kind of cheese out of goat's milk, but fresh goat cheese is always what people kind of think synonymously with goat cheese. And so it's aged a very short time, has a nice tanginess, goes great with sweet and savory items. I have it here with edible flowers, a little jam. I put a little food coloring on it because it's just a very white basic cheese, but if you save a little of your egg coloring, then it'll make it nice and vibrant and not add any flavor to it.
What?
Yeah.
Talk about leveling up and up and up. Edible flowers. You've got some shaved chocolate on top of
shaved
this.
chocolate, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then the food coloring just gives a little pop, and again, it's not going to mess with the flavor, but it's kind of a really fun thing. You can get some crackers, dip the cheese in there.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
and this would be so
vegetables.
perfect if you've got kids at home. Help them. Let them help put that together. Okay, amazing.
And then another fresh type of cheese is called mascarpone. It's a triple cream cheese from France. A lot of times you see it in tiramisu. Goes great in a fruit salad, so I just dollop some on top, drizzled some honey on there, and then when you're ready to go, just stir it up, and people love it.
Look at this fruit salad. Instead of putting some whipped cream on there, you've got mascarpone cheese. How delicious. And you drizzle some honey. Great idea. Okay, yummy, yummy.
Then we have a soft ripened washed rind cheese, which these are great. Also, you could do a little food coloring on top. It's got the annatto in there, which is giving it that kind of orangey flavor. This is going to be a little bit more savory for your adults, a little bit more pungent flavor, but delicious.
What's a wash rind? What does that mean?
So they wash it in a brine solution. So again, they kind of make like a brie type soft ripened bloomy rind cheese, but then they wash it in a rind solution, which gives it a little bit more flavor. Sometimes it's salt, sometimes it's wine, sometimes it's beer, who knows.
You know, when you bring an appetizer too, what's so fun is to have a little story behind it. And look what Allison is teaching us. What a great idea.
Exactly.
Okay, love it. This is the
now
star,
we're
the
at
star
coup
of
de
the
grace.
show. I'm so excited about this one too.
So I brought some caviar with creme fraiche, which is technically not a cheese. It's just a fresh cream. And it's got a little tangy flavor to it. You can make it at home by just doing heavy cream, like a cup, and then a tablespoon of buttermilk. And it's just delicious. Goes great with caviar. Really kind of balances the fishy flavor.
Let me have a moment here. Okay, you've got the potato chip, that's salty, the creaminess of that creme fraiche, and okay, this is it, folks. I want to learn so much about this caviar. So this is white Petrosian, and you sell this right here?
Yes, we sell it at Whole Foods. It's Czar Nikolai is the brand. And one thing about caviar is you don't want to serve it with a metal spoon, so it comes with a pearl spoon, because the metal will mess with the flavor, so it even comes with its own spoon.
Yeah, so folks at home, if you're ever eating caviar, it does have a very briny, salty taste, and you want to use these kinds of spoons because when it hits the stainless steel of the metal, changes the total flavor profile of it.
Exactly.
Okay, white Petrosian caviar, And then what do I get to wash it down with?
You want to wash this down. So today I brought Gerard Bertrand's Orange Gold Wine, and this is a blend of different, about 7 or 8 different white wines. But when it's fermented with the stems and the skins on, which gives it this great orange color, which goes really great with the springtime.
and it goes great with that caviar. Allison, you literally outdid yourself today. Thank you so much for all that you do, and be sure, to go visit her at Whole Foods. I mean, really, what an education. Delicious
Easter.
wine. Yeah, happy Easter
Thank
to you.
you.
For more delectable cheese options, visit WholeFoodsMarket.com to place an order online, or stop by their Bowman Road location to browse in person and find everything you need to make your celebration truly unforgettable. Now, if you're dealing with roof damage from a storm, you don't want to miss this next segment. Olivia Rotman from Cornerstone Restoration is sharing expert tips on how to navigate roofing, repairs, and insurance claims that follow. Stay with us. You're watching Arkansas Style.
You're watching Arkansas Style on KARK.
Welcome back to Arkansas Style. Spring storms in Arkansas can roll in fast and leave a mess behind. If your roof took a hit, it might feel overwhelming to figure out what comes next, but luckily we're getting some expert advice today. Olivia Rotman with Cornerstone Restoration is here with helpful tips on what to do after the damage is done and how to navigate those steps. Olivia, great to meet you.
Great to meet you as well.
Okay, girl, you are walking the walk, talking the talk. You have quite a resume and educational background. Let's start at the top with that.
So I'm a licensed insurance agent. I have been since 2013. I've been in the roofing world since 2017. I have a contractor's license, and then I'm also a licensed attorney here in Arkansas. So I have a really crazy background that gives me knowledge on this.
Yeah, it sure does. What does the average homeowner need to know about their roof?
So before a storm comes through, a homeowner needs to know roughly how old their roof is. If they bought the house from somebody else that replaced the roof, they need some sort of documentation for that because insurance companies are asking. And then they really need to know what material their roof is. Most of them are asphalt shingles. Every now and then you get something crazy like tile or clay.
All right, so folks at home, do a little research on your roof. When we invite somebody out to do an inspection, what are they looking at and what do they typically miss?
So when you call somebody to do an inspection after a storm, the first person you want to call is the roofer. You don't want to skip to your insurance company. You want to call the roofer out there first to verify that there is enough damage to be able to file the claim. So when we come out there, we look and see, if it's hail damage, is there enough hail damage? If there's wind damage, is there enough damage to exceed your deductible? So we want to make sure that those things are caught by the adjuster. We also want to make sure that the homeowner knows that they have damage, because when was the last time you got on your roof? It's been a while. So we want everybody to get out there and let a professional look at it and determine if there's damage after the storm.
Okay, so that's great advice already. I mean, folks at home, if you feel like maybe you have roof damage, you're going to want to call your roofer first and have them out. If we don't call Cornerstone, for example, what if somebody misses something? What are they typically missing that Cornerstone catches?
So from the ground, you can't typically see hail damage. From the ground, you can typically see if there's shingles missing. You can see, one of the first tricks I actually learned was you can typically tell if your turbines, the whirlybirds, whatever you want to call them on the top of your roof, you can tell if those have damage if they're not spinning correctly. So that's one thing homeowners can look for, but we go up there, we find hail hits, we find damage to the soft metals on your roof, we look for granule loss. Those are the different things that homeowners typically aren't able to see that we can see when we get up there.
Yeah, I can tell you, I don't know anything about roofs either, and so calling in an expert is obviously paramount. And with your decades of experience, you've seen it all, and I'm sure that you see the good and the bad. And a lot of people go with, the bad because maybe price or a relationship. What sets Cornerstone apart?
Well, I'd say number one, we're an Owens Corning Platinum Preferred Contractor. So that means we've been vetted by Owens Corning. They're a huge national brand. We use full systems when we put a roof on. So I always like to tell people, if you see a car driving down the street that has, one brand front end, one brand on the side, the door's a different brand. Kind of like, what's going on there? Well, with roofs, the same thing happens, except you don't know it because it's underneath the shingle. So there's different components that go on your roof. We use all one system from Owens Corning to make sure that the homeowner's getting the maximum warranty that they can. Other things you want to look for, even if you're not going to use Cornerstone, look for local roofers. After storms come through, we get storm chasers. So when the warranty comes around and you have a leak and you need somebody to help you out with that, they're not local, they're not there. So that you want to make sure you're using a license company and you're calling the contractor's licensing board to verify that license. You also want to get a copy of any contractor that's going to work on your house. You want to get a copy of their certificate of insurance, and then you want to call the insurance and make sure it's still in force. Because there are contractors out there that will pay to get that certificate and then not pay anything else. So lots of things to look out for. Look at Google reviews. Cornerstone, we have a 5-star Google review. Any of those other online sources where you can look at reviews are great.
Yeah, again, you know, this is the thing, is you're flying blind. If you don't have any experience in roofing, you really want to know that you can trust the person that's going to come out and take care of your home. And obviously, you know, if you don't have a good roof, everything else underneath it is in trouble. Great to meet you. Thank you for coming in and teaching us a little bit. Of course. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Once more, if you're dealing with roof damage or just need some expert advice, Cornerstone Restoration has you covered. Visit their website for more information and to get in touch with their team. Now, from intense secrets to impossible decisions, the new season of Found will keep you on the edge of your seat. Shanola Hampton and Mark Paul Gosselaar join us next to dive into their characters' latest challenges. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Arkansas Style.
You're watching Arkansas Style on KARK.
Moral complexity, emotional depths, and high-stakes mysteries, the NBC series Found explores the blurred lines between right and wrong. Joining me are the stars of the show, Shanola Hampton and Mark Paul Gosselaar. Great to see you two again. You are two of the best-looking people on the planet, I gotta say. So starring in one of the hit series makes perfect sense. Shanola, let's start with you. Can you tell me a little bit about your character, Gabby Mosley, what her role is, and kind of the secret that she's hiding?
Well, we're well into season 2 now. If you haven't seen it, catch up on Peacock. Season 1 is there. It's such a binge-worthy show. My character, Gabby Mosley, was kidnapped as a child by Mark Paul's character. He plays a character named Sir. And later on in life, she gets her revenge by kidnapping him and keeping him in the basement. Her sole mission in life is making sure that nothing like what happened to her as a child happens to anyone else. And she is on the search for missing people in underserved communities who don't get the media attention to make sure that they don't have to save themselves, because she is going to come and find them using the help in season 1 of Mark Paul's character, Sir. And then now he is on the loose and you see a game of cat and mouse. We're still looking for missing people, and everyone on the team has some sort of trauma and healing to go through. That's it in a nutshell. Catch up on Peacock.
Yeah, so much going on for sure, but you definitely heard Shanola say that Mark Paul's character, Sir, is in the basement and then gets loose, but he was at one time her kidnapper. Mark Paul, I mean, talk about complex. Your character is really a tough one to nail down. What's happening this season with you?
Yeah, some of us play complex characters. Shanola has to play a very simple character. It's very fitting for her. No, this season, we've been saying this all along. We ignited a fire. We poured gasoline on it, and that's basically what season 2 is. There's a lot of loose ends. There's a lot of other characters on the show as well. We go into their backstory. Fans of our show know what I'm talking about. with these loose ends. But yeah, my character has an obsession with Gabrielle, played by Shanola, and he'll stop at nothing to make sure that they come together and belong together, and that's what he believes in his heart.
Yeah, I mean, how did that all begin? You know, as your character kidnapping her, where did that start?
It's interesting. Hopefully we'll explore that in seasons in the future. We're looking to get a third season here. Hopefully shortly they'll announce that we'll be going back to work. It started in his youth. I mean, it started with his. We see a bit of it. Season 1, and in season 2 we get a backstory of Sir and his childhood, but it started with this obsession that he had with her character when he was her English teacher in high school. But it started a bit before then with other things, and without giving too much away, he had brothers and sisters as well.
An epidemic here. Can you talk to us a little bit about kind of the factual aspect around that?
Yeah, you know, we are dealing with a true epidemic, and it's not just children. It's a lot of people that go missing and are never found and really never even get the media attention. And that's what we want to do. We want to bridge the gap between those who get the media attention and those who do not, because 24 hours is crucial in finding a person alive. And so one of the things that our show really tackles is going and really finding those that no one is looking for, because every missing person deserves to be found. And so I really feel like we've been successful in bridging the gap, and I think we've been successful in bringing awareness to those facts.
Well, I certainly appreciate both of your efforts and continued success with the show. Great to see you.
It's so good to see
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Well, Found is back for season 2. You can catch it on Thursday nights on NBC or streaming the next day on Peacock. We'll be right back after this. You're watching Arkansas Style.
You're watching Arkansas Style on KARK.
Thank you all so much for joining us today, and to all of our guests and sponsors who joined us in studio. Now don't forget to follow us on social media or visit our website for all things Arkansas Style. We will see you all again next time with love. Mwah.
Thank you for watching Arkansas Style with Nicole Neiman. Furniture provided by Hank's Fine Furniture. Nicole's wardrobe coordinated by Style Me Stephanie. Fresh flowers provided by Norwood Day Floral Company.